Great, I'll start letting everyone in as it's 1 o'clock now.
Yeah, perfect.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello and welcome, those that are joining us now.
Thanks for
Welcome,
joining us today. Whilst we are waiting for others, feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat box. Just let us know where you're joining us from and what your charity's mission is. Just wait a few more minutes just for a few people to join. Just give everyone the opportunity to click that link in the email and then we'll make a start.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. So 2 minutes past and then we will make a start.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So,
George. Welcome, Alan. Welcome, everybody. Great. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hi, welcome to Charities Digital Focus Group. So I'm James, the e-commerce manager here at Charities Digital, and I'll be your host for today's session. So in this focus group, we'll give your organization a summary of the benefits of joining Charities Digital, from saving 95% on the Charities Digital exchange to taking advantage of our educational webinars, podcasts, and articles. We'll also give an overview of all of our email marketing platform as well, which Liz will come on to as well. So now I will introduce our team members, starting with Laura.
Hello, so yeah, my name's Laura. I'm a content writer at Charities Digital. So I'll be talking through all the content that Charities Digital has to offer and a bit about our events as well.
Thank you, and Joel.
Thank you, James. Hi, everyone. Yeah, my name's Joel Hogan. I am the programs manager here at Charities Digital. Do all things sort of related to anything to software, helping charities and connecting them to the right offers for them. And you'll be able to communicate with me in lots of different ways, even on live chat. Sometimes you'll find me as well. Yeah, finally, Liz.
Thank you, Joel, and welcome again, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am the email marketing manager here at Charities Digital. And if you're using .digital already, then you'll be talking to me, you'll be chatting to me, and I will just be going over some slides a little bit later on the platform just to show you what it does and what we can do for you.
Great, thanks everyone. So before we begin, I just want to remind you that this webinar will be recorded. So the recording with captions, the slides and supporting resources will be made available to you over the coming days. So keep an eye on your inbox for those. If you have any questions that you'd like to be answered, please pop it in the chat box. We'll then come on to those after the presentation. And once the session ends, you will be prompted for feedback, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on how we can continue to help your organization. So please give a few minutes just to share any views you have on today's session. So without further ado, we'll go on to the first slide, and I'll get started with today's tour of Charities Digital. So to start off, we thought it would make sense to run through who we are and what we do. So who are we? We are a charity ourselves, and we help other charities increase their impact by being more digital. We have two primary charitable activities. So we provide access to software products charities need at dramatically reduced prices. We publish content such as articles, podcasts, videos, and we run webinars and events that educate charity professionals and volunteers on how to make use of tools and technologies. And to the right, you can see a picture of us at one of our recent events. Next slide, please, Joel. So yeah, quickly running through our impact. So to date, we've helped over 1 million charity professionals learn about digital transformation and improve their digital skills through content on our website, our events, and our training programs. We've enabled over 77,000 charities to save in excess of 284 million on their technology investments through a charity digital exchange. So that's an approximate saving of around £3,700 per charity. So great benefits for signing up. And just on to the next slide, please, Joel. And just a final slide from me. So just compiled some lovely reviews that charities have left on our Trustpilot page. It's really great to see the impact that our services have on the charity sector. I won't spend too long lingering on this slide, but I will paste the Trustpilot link in the chat if you'd like to continue reading. Just really shows the benefits that these charities get from using our services. I'll now hand over to my lovely colleague Laura, who will talk through the content that's available for your organisation to access.
Hello. Yes, so at Charities Digital, as James said, we aim to be a source of useful, relevant and trusted information on the use of digital in the UK charity sector. Our mission is to help every charity grow their impact through digital technology. As such, our content has 4 aims: to inspire, inform, empower and to connect charities with experts, partners and resources to help them go further. Our content currently comes in 4 main formats: podcasts, webinars, articles and events. So let's start with our podcast. We publish a new episode regularly every other month. You can listen on our website, on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts, basically. We tend to be a very conversational exploration of different topics affecting the charity sector. Many of our episodes feature Charity Digital's very own. We research the topic heavily and try to answer the talking points around it. So we've done episodes on the cost of living crisis, climate change, AI, and much more. Occasionally, we do have external speakers join our podcast. We have a fundraising trends episode each year where we reach out to fundraising experts to discuss what's new for the coming year. And we recently had an episode talking to charities about their environmental sustainability and how we can accelerate efforts in the future. We spoke to both charities who work in environmental sustainability and charities that don't typically work in that, and so we could have a bit of both perspectives, and I would recommend listening to both. They're really great. So could we go on to the next slide, please, Joel? And the slide after that as well, please. So yes, webinars. We also run webinars twice a month on alternate Thursdays. So they're usually at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, like this one, unless otherwise stated, and they last about an hour, including time for attendees to ask questions at the end. The aim of our webinars is to share expertise so that each attendee comes away with valuable knowledge, whether that's on digital trends or how to create a great supporter journey. You can view upcoming webinars on the events tab on our website. We have one coming up next week on generating quality AI content. And you can also view our on-demand webinars there too. We have the full recordings of all the sessions and resources so you can catch up and learn something new at your own convenience. Next slide, please. We also publish fresh written content on our website every weekday on everything from trends like quiet quitting to how-tos on creating content calendars, running fundraising lotteries, and supporting volunteers. It's all intended to help charities center digital in their decision-making and push the digital envelope. We also work with sponsors and tech partners to deliver content on the latest digital solutions and tools available. So whether it's looking into a specific donation platform or identifying cybersecurity essentials. Many of the products featured are available to purchase on the Charity Digital Exchange, which Joel will talk about later, so you can understand how they work in action. And when you register with us, you can access all of our content unlimited. We also have a lot of videos which tie in with our articles. We've got a series coming up about can tech save the planet and how it can help with environmental sustainability. And you can find all these videos on our YouTube channel as well. You can also comment on our articles if you find them helpful or ask questions there if you'd like us to elaborate on something. We monitor the comments and they can inform our content and what we publish next, basically. We want to help charities with the digital issues that they face, as well as talk about trends in the sector more widely. Next slide, please. Thank you. And then, new for 2023, we launched our Climate Action Hub in order to raise awareness of the climate crisis in the charity sector and empower charities to lead in becoming more environmentally friendly. There were 3 key reasons behind this campaign. So charities exist for the public benefit and climate change will affect us all. Digital offers both the solution and the problem behind climate change, and as advocates for charities accelerating their mission using digital, we wanted to encourage them to do so sustainably. And 3, charities have a voice to speak up on ethical issues such as sustainability and climate change, and we wanted them to be able to do so with the right information. So our climate action campaign is made up of our usual content strands. We have written articles, podcasts, webinars, which are all collected in our climate action hub on our website. We have hubs for almost every topic: fundraising, finance, IT. But yeah, climate action is just another one of those hubs. We have articles looking at the science behind climate change, a glossary on climate change, and most helpfully, in my opinion, a resource bank with every tool that we've found to help charities act more sustainably. Many, if not most, are free. Next slide, please. And events. So we run a lot of events, such as our recent Digital Fundraising Summit, which was themed this year around the future of fundraising. We also host workshops, which are our most interactive events with breakout rooms and room for discussion on topics as varied as financial literacy and running a cybersecurity exercise with your team. Most of the time, these events are free to attend and have content you can take away with you afterwards. You can keep up to date with what's coming up by checking back on the events page on our website. And next slide, please. Thank you. So the easiest way to stay up to date with all of our content is to register and sign up for our newsletter. You can do this when you register or at any time afterwards by going to your account on our website. And you can also follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to never miss a thing. We very often post our content now. So yeah, that's content. I'll hand over to Joel now, I believe, to talk about the exchange.
Thank you very much, Laura. Very informative as usual. Cheers, and hello everyone. So Charity Digital has been providing UK charities with access to donated and discounted offers, validation services, and access to training for over 16 years now. Many of you would have already seen the Charity Digital Exchange page at some point when getting validated for one of our partners. You may have come across us in the past in one of our previous names, such as TT Exchange or Tech Trust, Technology Trust, or Charity Technology Trust, if you go that far back as well. Yeah, so today I wanted to briefly point out a few sections of the Exchange website that could be useful to your organisation. And obviously, as we mentioned earlier as well, we do have a Q&A at the end of this session today with some questions as well. So this is the main page for our Charity Digital Exchange website. So along the top of the page, you can see a few options which I'll go over. So catalogue. Pretty self-explanatory there, but this is where you can view our donated and discounted offers, and we'll come back to this in a few moments. Donors. Now, charitable status alone does not guarantee eligibility to access our partner offers. They each have their own eligibility criteria, which could be based on your charitable activities, your organisation's income, or the quantity of licenses that you're able to purchase within a time frame, whether that's a fiscal year or every 2 years, something along those lines. You'll find that information. The donors drop down is a really useful way of checking what the donor's individual eligibility criteria is, as well as other information about the donor and product itself. We've got a section there called Grow Your Skills. So you can click on this tab to check out some of our upcoming events, such as our webinar on the Microsoft Power Platform coming next week. You can also view our past events, such as our ever popular Digital Fundraising Summits that we had recently. You can also take a look at various courses provided by our partners at TechSoup. You can find a huge range of courses, such as using Microsoft software to fundraising and marketing strategies. Courses start from as low as €1, so do ensure to take advantage to educate yourself and your team. And the help section on this drop down, which you will see there, is particularly useful for looking at help from our validation partners, as well as providing useful information such as order delivery times, as well as even though software is something that is right there, it's not instant delivery. If you order any products from our website, our partners have their own sort of fulfillment cycles. Usually it's not that long. Like with software, it could be something anywhere between sort of 48 hours up until like 5 business days, depending on the partner. But you can find that information there for sure. So we're here to help. At the start of this year, we successfully launched live chat. This tool has been revolutionary to Charity Digital, allowing us to assist more of our users at a quicker pace. We can assist you with questions you have about your software, your cybersecurity, discount solutions available to you, and also the free resources available to your organisation, whether that's in the form of like content and that Laura spoke about a few months ago. If live chat isn't for you, you can still contact us via email or give us a call as well. We also provide IT services to small charities, so we can help them get set up in the cloud with either Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace. We can migrate the data over to the cloud and also manage your cloud service, such as managing your users, your access to important files, and security. So here's the catalogue I just mentioned briefly there at the beginning. So just to go back to that. So clicking on it on the catalogue section on that page I showed you a few moments ago. From here, you can do filtered searches of our products by searching via donor, partner, or the type of software that you're after. We work with a wide range of organizations such as Adobe, Microsoft, Avast, Zoom, and many, many more. We also provide discounts on hardware offers too from Dell, Lenovo, and Cisco as well. There are some huge savings to be made. Now you will see offers from partners on this page, such as Microsoft, Adobe, like Avast, Autodesk, and many more. On this slide in particular, you will see one of our popular products listed here, which is called our .mailer Charity Digital at .digital there. And so I'll now pass on to my colleague Elizabeth, who'll be able to go through that there for you.
Lovely, thank you very much, Joel. Yes, as Joel has just said, I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes just to talk about .digital. We've been partners with them for coming up to 18 years, so quite a long time, and we offer their cloud-based powerful email marketing platform for non-profits and also for organizations that might be working with charities that are not a charity themselves, and for other trusts. And so if you've got a query on whether you are eligible for Charity Digital, just send me an email and the email will be displayed after a couple of slides. So we don't just offer it, but we also provide the support. And the support is with myself, who's the account manager, and we also have a small team that can provide support as well. And just go to the next slide for me, please, Joel. Just to look at some of the features. I'm obviously not going to delve into all of the features, but we the platform offers split testing function to test your subject titles, so your friendly from or your content, dynamic content as well. You've got mobile display features there too. You have email personalization, which is so necessary. It's just the tool that you need to be able to test your subject titles and your content, and also your segmentation for behavioral queries. You can use that with data fields and your geo mapping for postcodes or IP locations. Also, our automation tool allows you to execute those personalized and those contextual campaigns with minimal effort. And the reporting is really good as well. It's a lovely reporting suite. You can see your trends and your weaknesses and what you need to change with your metrics there. Just drill down into each campaign separately. Please go to the next slide. Thank you, Joel. So .digital is an open source platform, and you can integrate with pretty much any other platform out there, usually via an intermediary, and it will allow you to automate your everyday tasks. So you can save lots of time. The next slide, please, Joel. And we offer 3 support packages, so a freebie, and then a light and a pro as well. And these are really flexible. We do understand charities' needs and requirements, so we try and adjust the package to the needs of each organization, so they're not set in stone. And the next slide, please, Joel. And if you would like to know any more about our pricing, or if you would like a demo, a 30-day or a 60-day demo, I can set that up for you. And also I can go through a 20-minute walkthrough of the features. So I will be very happy to assist with any queries that you have. And on the next slide, Joel, is my email address to get in contact with me there. So I'm going to hand back to James. That's me in a nutshell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for running through your sections. Hope that was really useful for everybody. We've had a few questions through in the chat, so please feel free to continue sending those through. And so I will make a start on the questions. So first of all, we have this question from Tony. I think this is probably best pointed towards you, Joel. So it says, when I enter the CDE shop, why do I get the message when clicking on wix.com, you are not authorized to access this page? Is that an eligibility thing?
It could be a number of different things. I probably need to look at that in the back end for sure. One thing I do find is that many of our users, they sometimes find us via organic searches via Google. And so sometimes we come across our old pages there. I'm just going to reshare this slide. But yeah, I can take that offline there for you and just have an investigate that for you. If you want to drop me an email, I'll bring up the slide again now and I'll leave it on that for sure. Bear with me. But yeah, I can look into that for you. That's no problem.
Very much. Another one from Tony. When using resend email verification link, I get the following error. An unexpected error occurred. We apologize for the inconvenience. Tony, is that when you're trying to buy products or are you trying to access the content?
I'm just trying to change my email address.
And is that on Charity Digital Exchange?
It's on the charitydigital.org.uk.
Great, thank you. We will look into that for you. We'll look into both things and get back to you.
All right, thank you very much.
If you just email that customer service one, just so we have your email address,
yep,
we can look into both of those for you.
Yeah, you
thank
can
you.
put it for my attention if you like. If you put it for the attention of Joel, then I'll ensure to have a look into that for you. That's no problem.
All right, thank you, Joel.
Right, thank you. Keep the questions coming. We did have a few questions submitted in advance as well. So what software or others would you recommend to a brand new charity? We are small, so funds are limited at this stage.
Sure.
Possibly give that one to you as well, Joel.
Yeah, I'll give a swing at that one. It's a great question. Obviously, starting off a charity at the beginning is where do you start? There's two aspects to that, I would say. There is a section, I think, where charities should be looking at the similar setup in terms of what all charities should need, but there isn't a one size fits all. So there will be other types of offers or software that are specific to your charity and your mission. So a starting point, I would say, one that is often overlooked and maybe because of lack of knowledge, but actually getting your domain in place is really important. So for domain, if you're not sure what that is, if you're using emails, so @gmail.com is a domain, or if it's your charity's domain, it could be @charity.org.uk. Reason why a domain is so important is firstly, in terms of your user base, it adds trust to them as well. Anyone can make up a Gmail address or Hotmail address, and with so much information publicly available about charities, such as on the Charity Commission, anyone could just take details of a trustee, for example, and then make a Gmail account. So if your name is, say, John Everyman or something like that, sorry, not for a better name, but if you're listed as a trustee publicly on the Charity Commission, anyone could go up, could create an email address called John Everyman at 186@gmail.com. So if you had your charity had its own domain, so be John Everyman at charity.org.uk, that adds a little bit more trust. I'm not saying that's definitely not a full cybersecurity solution, not at all, but it gives more trust that when you're communicating with your audience, that you're actually coming from the charity itself. Also, the domain, adds an element of professionalism, and also will help you get past some validation services as well when applying for them. So things like Microsoft or Google as well, is that when personal domains, your Gmail addresses, because how easy they are to create, you tend to be asked for further documentation on that. So that's one that's overlooked. I would definitely say something you should get started off with. Apart from that, I guess you go into the world. I mean, you can get a free domain actually via partners at Port1 as well. So charity domain, so look that up. Apart from that, I guess you get the basics up. Obviously, you want to start emailing and do the basic functions. Microsoft do free offers for charities, so you can get all your emails, Word, Excel, all that thing. You can get that for free for eligible members of your charity as well. You might need your hardware as well. Charities Digital provides free discount codes for Dell and Lenovo as well. I think Lenovo discounts temporarily out of stock at the moment because we're waiting some more discount codes. But yeah, generally that's available to charities as well. Also, what you do want to look at your cybersecurity as well. It's something that's often overlooked by charities, and quite understandably as well. Obviously, we're all facing the cost of living crisis and cost of giving crisis in some aspects as well. And cybersecurity, when a charity is balancing its overheads on what it can spend on, unfortunately, cybersecurity can fall down the pecking order compared to tools that can help drive your impact and deliver services. So yeah, we have lots of discounts available for various cybersecurity providers such as Avast, Bitdefender, Acronis as well. So that's something you might want to look at. That will be, I think, all charities would want to look at those kind of topics. And then when it goes into specifics, you want to sort of complement your mission with the software related to that mission. So for example, if you're quite a creative charity, for example, you're designing things, you might want to take advantage of Adobe Express, which is entirely free for charities. It's a great design tool on that sense as well. And if you're further down the line, if you're into 2D or 3D models, model making, I know it's very specific, but there's things like Autodesk as well. So that's if you're creative. If you are trying to reach out to your audience, you might want to look at sort of email campaigning, which is like our mailing product that Liz spoke about a few moments ago as well. If you're sending, maybe if you're a trustee, if you're having to create PDFs and send documents a lot, you might want to Adobe Acrobat or DocuSign as well. There's quite a few ones. I said that there's software that will apply specifically to you, and here at Charity Digital, we may have some of those solutions for you. But definitely, as a starting off as a charity, those first few points that I mentioned, definitely just make sure that you should look at those in terms of software that's in place as well. Outside of that, we're always happy to recommend things outside of Charity Digital as well. If you're looking for the next direction of your charity, like looking at advice, how to do things, there's a great organisation called Digital Candle who provide a free consultation to charities of 60 minutes. They have lots and lots of experts which volunteer their time to help deliver impact to charities. So you let them know your questions in advance and they'll find an expert related to that. If they don't have an immediate expert, they'll source one basically. So definitely take advantage of Digital Candle. And I briefly mentioned a hardware a moment ago in terms of discounts, but you might want to look at organizations such as In-Kind Direct, who provide sort of refurbished hardware at a lower price for charities and non-profits as well that meet their criteria. So lots and lots of options there for you. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thanks for that, Joel. Really detailed. Just shows the wide range of offers available for charities with us and with other people. So we have a question from George. We supply over 1,000 charities with green rebuilt computers. Can we package these with your software? That is really interesting idea, George. I will get in contact with you afterwards because that definitely sounds like something that sounds like a good setup for charities. Seems like a good flow that they get their discounted items from you, then get their discounted software from us. So yeah, really interesting proposition. So I'll follow up with you.
Just a comment on that as well is that we will definitely need to look at the types of charities that you're working with. One thing to note with some of our partners, so this isn't our eligibility criteria. I did touch on earlier that our partners have their own eligibility criteria. Depending on the partner, Some of them want their software specifically to be used by the charity and perhaps what you would consider its staff. I know that a lot of charities out there have do a lot of outward-facing activities where they want to provide software, not necessarily to their staff or volunteers, but perhaps their users. Like, for example, if you're a community centre and you have visitors coming in. So if there are charities like that, there are some organisations who won't want who sort of have an eligibility criteria where people outside of an organisation, outside of the charity, can't use the software. But that's something, yeah, as James says, we can look at. We can more than happy to sort of check that offline with you and have a chat.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, Joel. One from Tom. So we, who are Spoke Interactive, are a supplier of automated payment services to charities. How do we take part in your services catalogue to offer discounted services to your charity partners and members? So Chiara will post a link in the chat. That's probably the easiest way to get directly to the person who can talk to you about that. There's one of our lovely colleagues, Lisa, deals with the catalogue and what we list on there. So I think there's a short form that you fill out and she'll get into contact after that. Then from Tech, buying the software is one thing, implementing it can be quite challenging. For example, there are so many options to work with Office 365. Do you provide any best practice or consultancy for a charity? Straight on to you, Joel.
Sure. Yeah, I completely agree. In terms of implementing, yeah, it's very tricky with that. In terms of the help that's available, so there can be training of using the software, which is available via TechSoup courses. If you need help, specifically needing like the job to like sort of install, look after, we do provide sort of IT support services if you're needing to move things across. I wouldn't say a consultancy as much as advice or anything like that. Again, you might want to use Digital Can if you need advice, but there's so much content out there, even on our website, on what the best practices are or what software you could and couldn't use. If you do wish to obtain sort of 365 via Charity Digital, I myself and my colleagues are more than happy to walk through the dozens, it seems, of subscription types available and find the right one or right subscriptions based on the needs of your users. Whether it's obvious or not, with 365, you don't all have to be on the same subscription type. You can vary it up depending on the sort of job requirements of the user, and it's important that you do that as you can save funds here. You save funds rather than just having one subscription type and perhaps overpaying for some members of your charity than others, for sure.
Brilliant. Thank you, Joel. So this one's from Celia. So she says, hi, I'm from the TechSoup Foundation. We use Charity Digital for discounts of Amazon Web Service credits and the Zoom subscription. So that's 50% off their Zoom subscription. And so Celia says, thanks. So our pleasure. This is in two parts. So can Joel tell us more about the Lenovo offer and when or if it might be renewed? So maybe we'll deal with that one first. Can just say we are chasing for more all the time, constantly asking about the discounts. Haven't heard anything recently. Well, the only thing I've heard recently is that it is still out of stock. But I'm not sure if it is of interest, but we do have Dell available as well. And I know that they are running, especially at the moment, Black Friday offers until the end of the week. They've got their Cyber Monday offers. But the great thing about Dell is they do have these offers, but then they also do have consultants. So there's someone on the other side who you can say what your requirements are, and they'll either tell you, oh, okay, that sounds good, you can have this for cheaper, or you may not need, you think you need this spec of machine, but you can get this one. So they can really just sort of like work with you to get sort of the best price and best results for your organization. And, you know, they'll, even if you're talking to them and they can sort of see in the short term, oh, there's going to be a discount in 2 days, wait 2 days, and then come back and purchase then. So they're really, really good in terms of, you know, their aim is to really help charities with their suites or their laptops.
Just to jump in there as well, James, I'm going to answer a question which is often the elephant in the room. How do you run out of stock of software or offers? And I'll explain that to you. So we're partnered with the organisation TechSoup. So most of our products, not all, we are the UK redistributor of TechSoup products who work in over 100 different countries and territories across the globe, providing access to non-profit discounts, etc. Now, the partners they work with, a lot of the offers or software, they're kind of provided to the TechSoup network in batches, I would say. So someone like Adobe, for example, they could provide, donate 1,000 licenses to TechSoup, and each TechSoup partner takes a license from that until the stock runs out, and then they apply for another one. So that's why software or other offers can run out of stock on our website, is because of these codes or software that's been provided by the donor, and the pool has been exhausted, so we apply for it. So, yeah, just wanted to bring some clarity in there.
And then part 2 from Celia was also, can we add the Wix discount offered by Charity Digital to a current Wix account? So Celia is currently running her website on Wix, or is it for new accounts and sites only?
Good question. I'll double check that actually now. I'm just bringing that up.
I did have a look in the background and it says existing subscribers. So if you already have a Wix subscription, you can request this offer to purchase a discounted renewal. So, and then if you've created a free website with Wix, you can request this product to upgrade your subscription. So yes, whether you've got a current subscription or whether you've got a free version. So that is available. I will paste that in the chat. One has just been sent directly to me. So Deborah asks, hi, we have a Google Ad Grant account, but we need support in setting up the ads and optimizing them. Do you offer any support in this, or can you guide us on where to go? That's a really good question. I don't think we don't offer support on that. We may have content on that, so we can look into that, and we'll send that around with the resources afterwards. If not, Joel, do you think we would recommend Digital Candle? Is that a good place to start?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, in terms of our relation to Google, we primarily do like the email setup side of things, but not necessarily the ad grant side of things at this stage. In terms of a service, like you said, we might have some content of that. We do have quite a large back catalogue, which we're more than happy to sort of sieve through and get through and send and share across if we do have that. But yes, obviously, Digital Candle is a great recommendation, something like that. Who can help you with your strategy with that.
That's great. And Alan says, try Digital Boost. So not one that I've heard of, but worth looking into. We'll definitely look into that as well. And we'll include that in the resources too. Oh, thank you, Laura, who says there's a great guide for ad grants here and has sent the article in the chat. Thank you. So Carolyn says, hi, do you offer anything like an IT security assessment?
Good question. So we don't do that ourselves, but there's a couple of places that you want to take advantage of. Firstly, our friends at the National Cybersecurity Centre. If you've been sort of an avid reader or user of Charity Digital for a while, you would have seen that we've done a lot of work with them in terms of workshops and other sort of demonstrations. But their website is completely has lots and lots of free content available. They're a really friendly team as well. There are contact details on their website as well, and they're more than happy to recommend you things for cybersecurity related, such as if you're getting Cyber Essential certification. There's a great organisation called IASME who does that. But yeah, definitely, for any, I always say, for any charity looking to sort of improve their cybersecurity or like you say, looking at an assessment or using assessment tools or anything like that, first stop shop is always National Cybersecurity Centre.
Thank you. So we've pasted NCSC, and I'm just pasting in IASME as well, who do the Cyber Essentials accreditation. As Joel said, long-term partners of ours. Plenty of free content on their website as well on the NCSC. Any more questions coming through in the chat? Let's have a look. I can revert back to the pre-submitted ones. So my organisation is a community interest company. Are there any offers available to us? We find it tricky to get discounts as we aren't a registered charity.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel like I'm hogging it a bit here, so sorry.
No, we'll do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can completely feel you in terms of, yes, the offers available to community interest countries and other types of UK non-profits. They don't get the same sort of, they don't have the same access to offers that UK charities do, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. A lot of partners that even that we work with, their eligibility requirement is specifically UK charities. So non-profit organisations such as community interest companies, casks, social enterprises, any sort of non-profit name, they tend to be excluded quite often. We do have a page recently launched actually dedicated to community interest companies, as even though our partners, a lot of our partners may not provide discounts to CICs, we at Charities certainly see the impact of community interest companies across the UK, and some of our partners are sort of working with us have agreed that they'll be happy to provide discounts for community interest companies. So that's for not a huge catalogue right now, unfortunately. Like I said, that is the challenge, but you can get discounts on Avast cyber security, obviously discounts of our email marketing, as Liz mentioned earlier as well. You get access to Calcutta as well, which can help you with your financial reporting. So it's a good add-on tool if you're using something like, Sage or Xero. It's good to work alongside that. You can get your free domain, I believe, as well, is available to community interest companies as well. Then outside of us as well, I touched on briefly earlier, but Incline Direct, they do provide refurbished hardware, not just charities as well. They will do a screening of the type of charities that apply for them, but yeah, they do help like many community interest companies and other types of non-profits as well. Have I missed any of our page there, James?
Don't think so. That's a pretty good summary of them all.
But yeah, stay tuned with us anyway. Stay tuned. Feels on TV. Sorry. Well, because like I said, we see the importance of community interest companies. We're always seeing what we can do about expanding the eligibility criteria with some of these partners. So anytime that we're able to work with a partner that provides to community interest companies as well, is something that we'd certainly shout out about. So by all means, just keep with us, and yeah, hopefully we can bring some more offers for community interest companies over the next few years.
Thank you, Joel. Interestingly, one of the pre-submitted questions aligns with something we've talked about already. So we've talked about Dell and Lenovo, but the person asked what hardware offers are available via Charities Digital. So I didn't know if you'd want to sort of touch on Cisco, maybe, Joel?
Yeah, so obviously Dell and Lenovo discount codes, free discount codes we provide, but we also provide access to discounted Cisco hardware as well. So for any of those who don't know, it's networking hardware, so it's setting up your broadband in a safe way in your working environment. So particularly useful for those of you who may be working fully in an office of some sort or a building which doesn't provide you with your broadband or sort of terminals to use for your work. So